Here we have new approaches to performance management. Manage like a coach or mentor. Rather than a one-year ritual, performance appraisals should be happening on a continual basis and look more like a coaching or mentoring relationship between the manager or supervisor and the employee. It's the only way to do performance management in a business world where change is both constant and rapid. Be less bureaucratic and more agile. Part of the reason the annual performance review is such an awful performance management tool is that it has evolved into something that feels like an overly complicated homework assignment. Imagine the freedom of just asking an employee two simple questions. One, what does this coming week look like for you? And two, how can I support you in accomplishing what you need to do? And then let the employee take the lead. The beautiful thing here is that we're not talking about asking managers to take the responsibility for initiating this kind of performance management. The data clearly show that employees want this kind of support, so let them take the initiative in getting what they need for feedback and development. And play to their strengths. A major flaw in most performance management systems is that they approach the entire project from a remedial viewpoint. Here are the performance criteria, and here's how you fell short, so please do better. However, it just doesn't work. People need positive feedback. This is another area where neuroscience comes into play. When it comes to learning and growing, the brain does both much better in areas where there's already a strong foundation of neural networks, not in the weaker areas. And don't forget to focus on the future. This one almost seems like a no-brainer when you stop and think about it. Traditional performance management systems that use annual reviews are illogically focused on the past, for better or worse, done and over and never to be changed. Everything about performance management would be much better off if focused on what can be changed, which is the future. And hire fewer low performers. The unfortunate thing about many performance management systems, and especially those that utilize forced rankings, is that they just assume a certain percentage of employees will be low performers. Yet, wouldn't it be great if your recruiting and hiring practices were improved to the point that you rarely hired any low performers at all? It's like a self-fulfilling prophecy. If you assume a certain percentage of people are going to fail, you're practically guaranteeing that that's going to be the case. We've provided you 6 case studies of companies that are leading the way in rethinking performance management, providing you with real-life examples of how it can be done in a way that adds value and drives business results. If you're considering making significant changes to your company's performance management system, it's very useful to hear from someone who's gone through the process. Autodesk has done just that. And talk is cheap when it comes to bashing performance appraisals. Very few companies, however, actually have the courage to do anything about it. Adobe is one of those few. Get the book and you'll understand how Adobe does performance appraisals. Atlassian is another company that has decided to put its money where its mouth is when it comes to performance management. In the book, we cover how Atlassian does just that. Cargill is a fascinating company to look at in terms of performance, if no other reason than for its sheer size. Read how a complex organization manages performance in our book. And while you wouldn't consider Microsoft transformative in some ways, it has been surprisingly nimble in overhauling its performance management processes. Juniper Networks has won many awards, including Fortune magazine list of 100 best companies to work for. A big part of that can be attributed to how its performance management processes were overhauled. So what does all of this mean for you? Well, get the book, Transforming Your Performance Management System, 6 Companies That Are Leading the Way, and learn their lessons. All you have to do is go to knowit.eleapcourses.com, or you can call our talent management experts at 877-624-7226. That's 877-624-7226.